Hey, welcome to the first episode of the Human Mosaic Podcast. I'm your host, Ken Floyd. I am joined by my lovely friend, Carrie Morris.
Hi, Floyd.
Hey. So, Carrie has been a friend of mine for quite some time. We used to work together. We remained friends over the years. She has been somebody that has been a friend of mine through the different stages. So, when I was the person who I was, all the way up to me becoming who I am now. And that's very rare for a lot of people. I've known people longer than her that have not remained the same friends with me, if you understand. Like, I've had to distance myself from them because we've changed so much. So it's really awesome that we've been able to remain friends for all this time. I appreciate it.
I wholeheartly agree, and I appreciate you bringing me on this podcast episode. So excited and so proud.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors. They are Nostalgia Fragrances. Nostalgia Fragrances specializes in making fragrances from scratch. Their fragrances are like 90% oil, so they do a very, very minimal cut on these fragrances, and you notice the difference. You really do.
Good. You smell good today.
Thank you. And I was gonna say, I was like, wait, let's wait. So like the two that I have on, so I learned about layering fragrances. These are the two that I'm wearing. One is called Rain, and the other one is called, what was this one again? Elote Noir. It is, oh my God.
It's good.
You guys.
So fancy now with
you can smell it
layering. Oh, I dropped something.
You can smell them separately, but like together it's like Rain is, that's one of my favorites right there. That Rain smell good, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's unisex.
Yes, that was unisex. So they have male fragrances, female fragrances, and then unisex.
So I have to.
So the website is nostalgiaforyou.com. Excellent guy. Demetrius Hall is the man that created the company. He has a very deep love for fragrances. Like, I just sitting down talking to him, kind of get a little bit of the backstory about how we started making it. It's a very, very, very good one. Like, you'll appreciate it. He's very authentic is what I like. So when you like read through his website and everything, kind of look at some of the history, it's a really authentic.
It smells good. That's all I care about.
Right.
Fun stuff right there. And I like the packaging too.
Yeah. No, I love these bottles. I feel like they did a really, really good job. This one is one of the female fragrances. It's called Intuition. Smell that one. Tell me what you think. Awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I might have to try your layering technique.
Yeah, go ahead. Layer you some on. Feel good, don't it? Don't spray yourself in the eye. It's going to twitch a bit.
That's good.
All right. So, this first episode is going to be getting to know a little bit about me. And so Carrie is going to ask some of the questions that you guys have been sending in the comment section, as well as private messages. Some of you didn't want to comment. I appreciate it, but I need you to leave those comments so I can get some interaction. All right. Carrie,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and have to start with the first question.
All right. Well, I will tell you that I dug deep. I went.
I kind of wish I had a hand in choosing some of these.
Well,
I don't know how deep we go in here.
You didn't. So it's going to be the luck of the draw.
All right.
I have made it my mission to see if I can make you cry today.
Oof.
So we'll see. Get your tissues out.
2024 was a year. I don't know. It was a year.
We're diving deep, darling. All right, here we go. Question number 1. This one's, I'm giving you a softball starter. It's an easy one.
Okay.
What are some of the things you had to unlearn in order to grow into who you are now? Going with the theme of our friendship, going through changes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Very interested to hear, instead of what you've learned, which is the typical question, tell me more what you had to unlearn.
One of the things I had to unlearn was caring. I had to stop caring so much. And it sucks because, like, as far as anybody thinks back, anybody knows me, that's the only thing I'm like, hey, like, oh, he's a caring person. Like, he cares. And character played a lot into why I cared so much about people. And then I had to learn one fundamental thing that I think truly helped me with that, as far as not caring so much. I had to learn that I wasn't going to be understood by everybody. I learned that everybody's not going to like me, and it's okay,
Yeah.
because if everybody did, it'd be a strange place.
I think getting older definitely plays into
Yeah.
caring less. The wiser you get, I feel like your circle just starts to shrink more and more, and you're really surrounded more with important, really important relationships.
Yeah.
Kind of cut the fluff a little bit. But I also think, man, things have got hairy in society. It has gotten mean.
It
Some
has.
places.
It has. Like these days, I mean, I believe in violence sometimes, and I say that because it's a sentiment that a lot of people share, because it's gotten. And when I say that, I don't mean like just going out and like just go out and like mess with people, like. But I don't really. I don't understand how so much hatred has like become the norm, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying.
Like, I never understood how someone could hate someone so much, for instance, like off of a view. Like, views are like all that stuff, and I don't want to like go into like political views,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, we'll talk about that later in other episodes, but like, views have been the biggest thing that have been like very, very hard to see the responses to. I think that, like, along with learning not to care so much, also it was one of those things where I had to learn to also reserve myself. I've never been a person that wanted to hold back my light, in the sense, and like not be there for people, and like I was known at one place that where we worked as like the mascot. Like, we were like,
Yep.
he's happy, like no matter how we feeling, when he comes around, like, hey, he's good, like we're happy. And it's like, doing that for so long, I think what a lot of people fail to realize is that we need that too sometimes. And I think coming from a place of consistently kind of being like last when it comes to the emotional side of things, it kind of made me go into the spot where I had to learn how to undo these things, because I had to protect myself.
Yeah.
Because I like, everybody has a tape. Like, there's a social tape on everybody, and unfortunately, some people run out. Like, I've definitely had those days where I've run out. And like,
Same.
I gotta say, look, we'll try again, Carl.
I know, especially in an environment like we had back then. Like, it was on all of the time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I do agree that you get this persona, and it becomes, when you push it too much, inauthentic.
Yeah.
And so sometimes having to pull that back and not really care as much how you're perceived, because you're right. You're never going to make all of the people
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah.
And it's okay, right?
It's
like,
totally okay. Like honestly, I live by this. If you don't like me, so be it. I am not everybody's cup of tea, but I am literally one of the most positive and caring cups of tea on this planet. Like, I will argue that with anybody. Like, yes, like a lot of people, they like, I'm kind. I'm very kind. But one of the things that shocks some people, I think, is when they see this side of me that isn't necessarily kind. It's this side that has a backbone, that has this, because you like, people think love is only kindness, and like that's all you can be if you love is kind, but like, love has a backbone. Love has things that are non-negotiable. Because if you don't have those standards, you don't have those things that really like set you apart from everyone else and show that you have a moral compass, for that matter, you can't stand on anything. Like,
Agreed.
it's a baseless word at that point. And I think so many people tell people they love them without literally having the backbone to go through with that, because it takes a lot to love a person. And I'm not just talking about loving like a significant other or something. I mean, like your friends, your family, like whoever it may be. Like I think friends and family are one within the same, because like it takes a lot to be my family, not just because you're a relative. There has to be something there, because I have relatives that I'll go to the end of the earth for. I have others, really, because we on two different walks of life. You do some stuff that I don't agree with in my life at all, and I'm totally this way. So, unfortunately, it's just not gonna happen. But yeah, I got friends, not relatives, that are my family, and they know that they're my family. Like they know that I'm gonna go to the ends of the earth for them.
Yeah, I think that demonstrates the difference between being kind and being nice, like, right? Like when you said that people think that when you love someone, that all you are is kind, and that to me is nice. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes kindness is not nice. Sometimes the kindest thing to do is to tell someone things that they need to hear that may not always be
yeah,
comfortable,
yeah.
you know?
Oh my God, that right there. Oh man, like I telling people the things they don't want to hear. I used to struggle with, because I was a serial people pleaser. I didn't want to say the hard things. I didn't want to offend people. And it sucked, because a lot of the times, like, I've had a lot of experience in life to help me build up a very, very, very good sense of like discernment. Like I can typically see a lot of things play out before they happen. And it's sad, because in some situations I will intentionally go with the flow, even though I know what's getting ready to come, because it's like, this person needs that. But I already know what this is. And they feel like they have you, but it's like, you have no idea. Like, I'm trying to help you, actually. And so like that's one of the things. It's just like, oh my God, like, when people don't go the right direction, and oh
And
my God,
help them
man.
course correct. But I do think it's also very important to say that it is an effort, and it is hard to do that with something,
Yeah.
to tell them something that's hard to hear.
And they never,
It's so much so, though, that you really only do it for the people that you really love,
yeah.
because it is an effort.
And the part that sucks about doing it for the people that you really love is that a lot of times doing it for the people that you really love, those people are typically the people, in a lot of cases, unfortunately, that will destroy you the most for trying to preserve their well-being. They will put you through every imaginable hell that you can think of, just so that you stop trying to fix them. And I remember being younger, like I used to hear people like argue, like, stop trying to fix me and stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't get that. Like, not to me, but like I would just hear it in conversation. And when you go through that with someone, and you get to experience like the stop trying to fix me from the person that like you need them to be fixed, because like if they're not good on a very deep molecular level, it destroys you as a person. Like, I think the hardest part is that a lot of people don't realize how much people do care. And that's the part that sucks, is when you
100%.
are a person that cares, and you can't say enough. Like, the worst situation is where you can't say enough, and you also can't do enough to make that person say, I get it, I understand. Because I mean, I've been in situations where I have like I am leading right here, trying to help you, like I am
And it's
giving you
100%
all of me.
love. It's out of love for
Man.
them. I mean, it's not even necessarily for
Yeah.
personal gain.
Yeah,
It's because I love
I want you to succeed.
to see this from another perspective.
Yeah, like I've seen it in all kind of aspects. Like, I've seen it where, like, okay, I'm helping a person, they start to do very, very good in their lives, and then in their life, sorry, they start to do very good in their life, and then they have old influence that comes back. They have people that they have in recent days had issues with, very bad issues, and then that person all of a sudden becomes the center of their life again. And it's like, how many times do you want to go down that path? Like, how many times do you want to go up a few levels and then just get chopped back down to the bottom again? Like, that's something that happens. And when you do that and I see it happen, like, am I not a good friend when I just don't say anything? But I'm also not a good friend when I try to help you fix it. So it's like, what can you do?
I know.
And that's,
That's a really good segue into another question.
Okay.
So let me pull up my cheat sheet so I can read it word for word.
oh, that's a good segue.
It is. This is a tough one, and this is a tough one for me to even read.
Okay.
And I think everyone in some way will relate to this question at some point in their lives, whether it be romantically or friends or family. But have you ever had to walk away from someone that you loved because they couldn't grow with you? I know that it is the hardest thing in the world when this happens because there is no love lost. It's just...
It's not. God, that sucks, man. And like I said at the beginning, like 2024 was a rough year for a lot of people, actually, which sucked because like I always tell people, like, if you think you're going through it right now, I promise you the entire world is. Everybody's going through this season. And how you come out of it is what's going to define the rest of your life moving forward. And for me, I don't think I've ever truly let go of anybody. There's been people, like, for instance, there's been a person that I saw and still see so much of myself in this person. This person is, they are in a space that is of their own making because of them choosing to be in positions and around people that they know. Because this person is intelligent, and I know that they know that they're not supposed to be around these people. They're not supposed to be continuously reliving the exact same things that got them where they are. They're
can relate to that too.
Yeah, right.
Being stuck in the same cycle, and
it hurts because, like, this is a person that I do love dearly. Like, the people that are close to me, I have love for them, and watching them continue to hurt themselves and to put themselves in a position where, like, I know they can't prosper simply because they don't know how to. I remember being there, like, I wish somebody would help me. I wish somebody would just show me what to do so I can not be in this position. And I went through a lot of life experiences to get to where I am. And like I said, like, pain is the best teacher. Pain's the best teacher. There's nothing like it.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I've had to experience a lot of it to change very fast, and I even went through immense changes last year, and even, like, starting this year. Like, the way my thought process works, like, I'm all about shifting perspective and reflecting. Like, if something's happened, I have to find out what I need from that. That experience happened for a reason. It wasn't just because, hey, life decided that you're going to hurt for a little bit right now. It's one of those things where you have to learn from what happened. It happened because you had to go through it. You had to kill who you were. Like, we're murderers. A lot of us going to have to just go ahead and accept that. Like, we have to kill who we are in order for the new person to live. Because if we do the same things that we've been doing this whole time and trying to get to another spot, it's absolutely impossible. And I think that making sure that you audit your surroundings to always make sure you're in the best position as far as, like, the people that are going to instill into your life the same way that you'll instill into theirs, that's the only way that you get forward. But no, like, as being, we never let go. If we've deemed you worthy enough to give you our love, like our hearts, like, we're going to care about you forever. Like, we'll never let you go. We will hate you to the ends of the earth if we have to make us not do the things that we want to do, which is to be there. But we will always compartmentalize and have that in the back of our minds, like we really just hope that you're okay.
So do you, even with, that's good to hear as a female perspective, right? Like, in some ways, I genuinely appreciate that brand of masculinity, the protector and the provider mindset,
Yeah.
and the vulnerability that comes with that too. Like, I know that it's this day and age, it's really hard to be a man for a lot of different reasons.
Oh my God.
But I do genuinely appreciate that aspect of being strong enough in your masculinity to care, but also to be responsible enough to compartmentalize in that way to be able to deal with the situations. But how have you dealt with, because we have talked about you experiencing so much growth and so many changes in your life, and I know that there have been friends or friend groups that you have been involved with that weren't necessarily still holding you down. So tell me a little bit about, has there been a time where you have had to say, look, I just can't, like, I am the sum of the 5 people that are around me, and you're not it.
Oh my God, Carrie, I just did that again recently. I just did that again recently, and I swear, man, like, everybody always asks me, like, how do you just, like, cut people off? And, like, it's weird. Like, people tell me, like, I've never seen you in this phase before. Like, I've never seen you. People will tell me when they see it, like, if they happen to see me, like, interact with somebody that I just don't mess with, they'll be like, I've never seen you, like, not have anything for somebody. Like, I've never seen you, like, be very surface level and just kind of, like, keep it cordial and cut them off, keep moving. And I was like, honestly, like, it sucks every time. Let's just say it sucks every time. It never gets easier. It never changes, like, my feelings or anything. Like, it's always that every single time I say it, I'm like, I hate that you couldn't prove me wrong. Like, I wanted you to prove me wrong so bad because I wanted to continue to be there for you. I wanted you to continue to be in a space where like, we're mutually beneficial for each other. Because, like, a lot of people, they hear that and, like, you'll think, oh, what are you saying, you use people? Like, no, everyone that is in your circle is supposed to be there because you and that person and everybody else in that circle, you help each other grow. Mm-hmm. Like, agreed. I've got a friend, and oh my God, if I mention his name on the podcast, he'd probably be pissed off because he don't like, he's just a very private person. But what he's taught me, like, a lot of people talk about, like, how great my business has grown and everything, and I love his friend to death. Like, he's a very, very, very dear friend of mine. Like, I love him to death, and he didn't have to do anything he did. Everything he did out of choice. Like, he taught me so many important things about business. He taught me how to handle business. When I expressed the interest of wanting to go more commercial now and everything, like, when I did go, like, I expressed the interest of wanting to deal with more commercial work and everything. And he helped me figure out how to effectively scale my business. And because, like, that's the one thing when people try to grow, they don't understand how to scale. And I mean, I can't sneeze on this dude's tax bracket. Like he's hey, listen,
because he's single.
I mean, like, right? I mean, the company's worth so much, and, like, he's never not once looked at me as, like, his equal, like his friend. Like, you tell, like, no, you're my friend. Like, I enjoy your company. Like, he talks to me, like, he'll bounce ideas about his company off and have me discuss those with him and everything. And I'm just like, it's one of those things where it's like, man, I'm honored. Like, I really am, because here it is. I'm a person that's trying to hopefully end up where you are. And you give me this unmitigated help where it's like, you put no limits on it. It's like, what are your questions? Like, he literally, like, I told you all the time, I was like, he's one of my great closest friends, and he's also my business mentor, basically. And he's been a blessing. Like I know you don't want to talk about it. I appreciate you. I really do.
That's awesome. And I feel like, that will multiply and expand, right?
Yeah.
Everything that you bring into someone's life or that they bring into yours, it's our duty to multiply and expand as humans. So, little does he know exactly how you're going to transfigure that to help other people around you, because I know
Yeah.
that's a gift that
Yeah.
that you hold.
And that's what I do with like almost people too that work for me. Like anybody that works for me, like they'll tell you the same thing. Like, no, like I would be honest, he be paying us for like stuff that like I remember doing this for other people and I ain't get paid nowhere near this much. Because like I want my people happy. Like if I take care of my people, at the end of the day, they're gonna take care of me. Like the biggest thing, the biggest reason, like for my business, the biggest reason why I even started my business was to fill a need. Like I felt there was very mediocre media, quite frankly. A lot of it was very surface level. You got a lot of people, like if you're not in the field, like the thing that always got me is when I would someone would ask me what I thought about something that somebody did. And objectively I would just explain to them, like I would say like, well, I like it for this, I like it for that, but if this was the message that they were trying to portray, then maybe I would change this, change that. They shouldn't have done this. Maybe give a little constructive criticism. And I was always be told, "Oh, you're hating, you're hating." And I'm like, and I would get mad, try to justify, like, what do you mean? Like, no, I'm doing this. This person doesn't even know what you're doing. They don't know what you're talking about. All they see is something that they perceive to be nice. So it's like, no, I think it's good. And then these are the same people that if they were to ask me for something and I would go overprice, these are the same people that, no, such and such. Well, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why it looks like that too. And again, it's not a knock against them. It's just a statement of they haven't reached that point. Like I can charge different pricing than a lot of other videographers, photographers, or creative digital agencies can, because we do so much to tap into like the actual understanding of what a customer needs and like how is this going to get them engaged with their followers, like with their fans. Like is this something that comes off emotionally connective, or are people just going to feel you just made something to make something and you put it out? So like that's the thing that we put into it. It's all about the mind. It's all about connecting.
Well, that's your lane. Like you admitted
Yeah.
earlier, what is meant for you is meant for you, right?
Yeah.
And so the way that you guys do business is, and the factors that are important to you when you're working with your customers, that is you. And that is the way that
Yeah.
you work. And so other brands can't necessarily compete with that because
Yeah.
it's not their lane. They're going to do things different.
Yeah.
So what is meant for you, which is the success that you've seen, the brands that you work with,
Right.
the people that work for you,
Mm-hmm.
meant for you because you're in your lane and you're doing things that you're supposed to be doing.
And it's crazy, like you saying all that, it just made me think about like the way like you were back to when you were like, how do you like deal with like certain situations and people and all that. And I was just thinking like I know there's it made me think of this one person where I was like, what's meant for you and what's not meant for you, and like trying to explain that to this person, and like everything I would tell them, they would find a way to flip it and like somehow like, well, I know all that, but this is this and that. And I was like, man, like I think that a vast majority of people don't get what they're supposed to get, not only because of like them being in places and not supposed to be in those places, but they can't get out of those places because they truly feel that they are the light in those places, and they don't realize that they're literally exactly like the people that they're around. Like you can't be a light in a dark place. I know people tell us to shine our light and be a light in a dark place, but let's be honest. After a while, that light can't light up everything.
Yeah.
The lumen ain't high enough. You need more. So it's like you have to surround yourself with real people. You just got to. You got to. And I just like, you got to be thinking about all these people that like I've had to like let go over time. That was those are these questions. question. Do we have more?
I wish I could take it advantage or take credit for it, but I did not write the questions. I just stole them.
Yeah,
But they are good. Your fans did good work. Well, we do have one more question that I feel like is really good to wrap it up to send us out on, and that is what your legacy.
I hit the
You good? You all right? Okay.
My bad.
What do you want your legacy to be?
Oh, that's a good one. I already know what it is too. I know
do?
what it is because I
Is it your hair?
I attack life like that. Maybe. No. It's not my hair. I approach life and business and everything this way. I want to be remembered for my character, my heart, like what I stand for. There won't be a single person that you'll ask. I don't care if there's somebody that say they don't like me. If somebody says they don't like me, they still can't deny the fact that
You're like,
they'll say I know, right? That too. They'll say like he had the biggest heart out of anybody I know.
I agree.
And it's a situation where a lot of people that I run into, like people that have watched me grow up from like being a child, they'll tell me like one of the toughest things somebody ever told me, and it kind of made me just sit there and be like, God, man, like I'm thankful for more protection that I had than I realized I had growing up. Because people would tell me all the time that I'll see now, like, we thought you were going to end up so bad, or when you were a kid, and like just the cars get you, we thought you were. And in my head, I'm like, why y'all ain't doing that then? Like if that was the case, why y'all ain't try to step in?
Well, it's good.
But there were a lot of them that did. A lot of these people that say this, these were a lot of the same people that literally made sure I had everything. They were like, no matter what, we're gonna take care of. No matter what, we're gonna make sure. Like I've got just like a lot of people like me. Like I'm from that day when you're 18, you're on your own generation, and that like no, we know now. Like that's probably one of the greatest things for me is like being able to say, hey. No, I'm teaching my kids everything they didn't know. I didn't know. Like there were so many things I wish I knew growing up that like now I teach everybody every opportunity I get. Like that's another thing I'll be remembered for is he gave without limits. Like no, like if you needed to know something and he knew it, he was gonna tell you about it. He was gonna talk to you about it no matter what it took. Like one of the jokes everybody always makes is, oh, you're a salesman 24/7. All you do is sell, just like sell stuff. And I'm like, no, it's like, what do you buy from your friend? So if you want to know about something, you ask your friend about it. I'm like, you know how many times my phone ring or I get a text message daily? Like, it's crazy. I have a call filter on my phone, or I never thought I'd get to that point. Because I don't want to get rid of my phone number. Because it's like you'll always have that person, like it goes back to the being accessible and being there for people. Like I'll run into somebody or somebody will reach out that I haven't talked to in God knows how long, and they're like, oh my God, you have the same phone number. Like, yeah, I do. Like it's not gonna change unless I absolutely have to. And if you can't reach me on it, probably the reason you can't reach me on it, I'm just gonna be out. I'm just gonna be out.
I'm gonna have to call you and make sure
that you hear. You hear. So it don't even matter. You hear. But no, like this is great. This is great.
This has been awesome. I know I said it earlier, but it's true that I feel extremely blessed to be the first guest / host on your podcast.
I do. I really appreciate it.
It's watching your growth and watching the growth of your business, and now seeing you launch this podcast. I am not at all surprised. I always knew that you were going to be a great success. You had the drive, you have the heart, you're just a great human being, and I am honored to be your friend.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'm honored to be your friend too. I really do. Glad you brought the fire today. No,
You didn't cry. I mean,
no, I didn't cry.
Come on.
I'm not gonna lie.
I failed.
There was a couple of points that almost
That welled you up. You held it together well.
Yeah, just like I said, we don't let go. We don't let go. But again, it's the experiences that made us. That's why it's the Human Mosaic Podcast. Like every individual experience had some hand in shaping you into who you are today. And I never understood when people would say, I wouldn't change anything. 'Cause I remember I used to always be like, no, I would change this. No, ain't no way I would change this. And now it's like, no, I wouldn't.
Me either. Not a
Even
thing.
though I have been through hell and back, and I mean literally through hell and back, I wouldn't change who it's helped me to become, because I think that everything that I have learned ultimately has put me in a better position to be able to help and teach and lead through experience. And that's all I want to do.
I think probably the biggest blessing in my life is the ability to look back at all of the hard times now in retrospect,
Yep.
and to be able to say, oh, well, that's why this happened, to get me to this. And had that not happened, then I would never have this XYZ all the way to present day, to where I couldn't count my blessings for any amount of money. Like, I am one blessed lady.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
And that's the thing people all the time, like, they be like, man, do you ever like want this? Like, I was like, man, I'm so blessed. Like, I'm, again, back to that same philosophy. I'm like, whatever I am meant to get, I'm gonna get it. And I think
One
that's
way or
what
the
makes
other.
everything that comes so nice. Like, oh my God, again, just going back to clients that I've landed, it's like, thank you. It's like I don't, I mean, I've been in situations where it's like, I don't even know how I'm about to get this completed, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I never fail. Figure it out, and it just grows into more. So
yeah, divine
everyone,
protected.
all the support, everything, like I'm so thankful for all of it.
And I'm thankful for you.
Thank you. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you stopping through for the very first episode of the Human Mosaic Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, send this video to your friends, drop some comments down in the comments section. Let's get a whole back and forth going. And then also let me know some other topics that you want to see in future upcoming episodes. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Can't wait to see you again.